Hi, Keaton and Judd here, and wanted to do a video on the second week of social isolation, where pretty much everybody worldwide is in their homes and, doing the self-isolation thing. And it's interesting where some people aren't doing the self-isolation thing because their companies are, no, we're an essential service, like, the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, the police. I mean, we are so indebted to, the service they are providing and, continue to provide on the front line.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking back on the first week of social isolation, I mean, a lot of people have allowed boredom into their lives just because they've watched 70 hours of Netflix already, but it hasn't really been anything positive. So what we're here to say is that, do something productive. Do that project you've been always putting off. I mean, take that online course that you never had time for. You got time now.
Do you know how many courses I've wanted to take, especially writing code? I love code. I've always wanted to learn how to write code since when I was dealing with these IT guys, and he looked at my website and went, who wrote your website? It's shit. And I went, it is not shit. He says, come here. And I went around to his two 24-inch monitors, and he started showing me the code and went, right here, if you looked at it, and I started going, oh, frick, I understand what you're talking about, Jeff. And then he showed me a couple of lines down over to the right, and I went, oh my God, I love this code stuff. This is so freaking cool. And he was right, my website was shit, so he helped me get it all straightened out and everything. But that's not the point. The point is that I always wanted to take a course on code writing. And it's like, oh, guess what? Now I've got the time to take the course. So what are you doing? There's courses that can either move you ahead, like career-wise, or maybe financially,
or personally,
or spiritually,
yeah,
emotionally.
Right. So instead of continually watching movies, search for something that's going to enrich you. I mean, the one thing I love is between nature documentaries and PBS stuff. I love it because it gets me thinking. It gets the juices flowing upstairs, right? Because I mean, some of the stuff I love to watch, The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, moving art. Another one by Bob Ross is Beauty is Everywhere. And then you've got the nature documentaries, Our Planet, Night on Earth, Edge of the Universe, Explained. I mean, these are really cool shows that they really get you thinking. Not because, oh my God, this kind of crap is going on, but it's stuff that's positive, that's uplifting, that makes you go, holy smokes, there is a lot of beauty out there in the world. Like, Our Planet is amazing.
And the people on it, including you guys, are amazing. I recall when you first said, hey, have you ever watched Bob Ross? And I'm going, oh yeah, Bob who? He goes, Bob Ross. He says, Bob Ross, he's the painter. I'm going, yeah, no, not so much. I'm not really into painting. It's good. And he goes, no, you got to watch this. So he brings up on PBS, he says, you got to watch this. Shush, watch. He was a Vietnam vet who somehow got contracted to do some work for PBS on painting.
Actually, no. So what actually happened was, so Bob Ross, after the Vietnam War was done, Bob Ross said, I've seen so much pain, so much hardship, so much death and horror. And he said, I isolated himself, and his wife watched him for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. And then his wife said, why don't you do something productive with that? So he started teaching classes at the local Y. And somebody at PBS ended up finding out about him and said, we want to make a show of you doing this because you're impacting people's lives.
You're such an inspiration.
Yeah, he's such an inspiration. And so PBS got a hold of him. And you know what the really cool thing was? He didn't take a profit from it. He wasn't paid to do any of the shows that he did. He said, I want all of this to go to a local charity or to be out there to help somebody else.
Wasn't it for some of the people who don't have the money would come into an art store and not have the money to buy the art supplies? Because their art supplies are expensive. So, like what an inspiration.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Bob's passed away.
Oh yeah, he's long dead, late 90s.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't. Anyways, the point of that is instead of getting sucked into the drama of the news media, like a friend of mine, it's like just stop listening to that stuff. Stop getting into and sucked into, and at night before you go to bed, what is it? Any of the positive thinking gurus talk to you about? And I know this myself after owning a business for as long as I did. The last 40 minutes before you go to bed at night is really imperative in terms of how you sleep, how you rest, how you get up in the morning. And then the first half an hour when you wake up in the morning, what are you filling your mind with? This friend of mine, for hours, she's been watching the news and flipping from one channel to the other about COVID-19. It's like in Italy now we have like 28 more deaths in you know, and it's like, and then first thing in the morning. So it's like, what are you doing to help yourself and your mental well-being? And then finally, it's like the thing about like who are you being, especially if you're a parent. If you're a parent, who are you being as the leader in your house? Whether you're a female or whether you're a male or whether you're a couple, where you're actually bringing your children up. Can you imagine when I was born in the 50s. I was born in 1956. So in the 1960s, I remember when I first started in grade 1 in 1961, you know, I didn't really have any experience at all. But one of the things that started to freak me out was this constant talk between who was the president of the United States and then the Kremlin, the USSR. It was this constant negativity about we're going to be annihilated at any minute. Yeah. I grew up with this fear of the Cold War, that we're going to have a nuclear holocaust worldwide and it's going to wipe all the species off the planet. And that's how all of us grew up. That's what we talked about in grade 2, in grade 3, in grade 4. In grade 5, we started not giving a shit. But, you know, it's like, because we were being little hellions. But seriously, it was that fear. Can you imagine what your children are feeling like right now? And as a parent especially, I feel for the kids where the parents, the majority of parents don't tell their kids squat. They tell them what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Now get your butt in gear now. Go. Unless you're a helicopter parent and you're not telling your kid shit. But that's the different story. But seriously, think about where the kids are, where it's like their parents are watching this constant diarrhea and vomit of news that is nothing but negativity. The world's going to end. It's like the kids must be scared. You know, shut your TV off, play some games, you know. And I don't mean teaching them how to play poker. I'm talking about, like, you know, sit down and read a book with them. Mm-hmm. You know, get them engaged.
Yeah. Play Pictionary, you know?
Risk.
Yeah.
Pull out your cards.
Dungeons and Dragons.
or a game of crib.
Yeah. Something where it gets them involved and engaged and away from the negativity and the fear-mongering that's out there going on right now. Because, I mean, kids are super creative. It doesn't matter what outlet they have or they choose to enjoy. I mean, they are always going to find some way to have imaginary characters and to go, oh, I want to be this person today, or I want to, you know, let's run around and spend all of our energy. Yeah, while, you know what, it may get tiresome for parents, it keeps your kids engaged, involved, and being inventive at any given time.
And as a matter of fact, remember when you guys were little and I taught these guys how to play crib.
Yeah.
And then they
it took 15 years and then we finally beat them.
They actually double skunked me.
It was a momentous day, let's say that.
It was not very good for me. It was like, and they were just up and down and high-fiving each other and going, but what a memory. You guys still talk about this to this day.
Oh yeah, every time a crib board comes out.
So what are you guys doing? Sorry about that. My other hand was getting a little bit kind of crimped up. So this is a really perfect time to create the memories with your kid. Not like it's a great time, but it's a really...
You have the opportunity and the time now. Use it.
Use it, like really to take and impact your kids and show them, yeah, I remember Dad when you were, or Mom, when you showed us, you helped us, you know, learn this game, or, you know, it's like, remember I kicked your butt. It was like, that was the best time of my, that's a memory I will always cherish for the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it does impact them for the rest of their lives. It helps them shape their kids. It helps them form relationships. It helps them be who they are as an adult.
And one of the biggest things too is that, you know, with our kids that are doing nothing but online gaming, they're on social media, they're on this, they're on that. You know, it's like, bring that to them. Bring that level of responsibility and show them that, you know, you care. You know, you're not just kind of going, oh, shoot, God. Okay, we'll flip the channel to the next negative, you know, Nelly.
Yeah, show them that you respect yourself enough as well as you respect them to go, okay, if this is all that's on right now, let's change the conversation. Let's change what the input is in here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like, or what your mom did was you guys, teaching you how to bake cupcakes.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon instead of just, like that was usually when it was really cold out. So teaching you guys how to make cake or make a cake or, how to make cupcakes or
Cookies or something like that.
piggies in a blanket, first thing
I love those.
first
I love
thing
those.
on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's all from the Graham guys here. Hopefully you guys are doing real well. Look for how you can, tune out. I mean, check in every few days and see what's going on. It's not going to change in this next 2 or 3 weeks. It's probably going to be about the same as far as, being in social isolation. But go ahead.
It was actually a point that you made the other day, actually. The one thing Judd used to say to us as kids is do a checkup from the neck up. Because it's not just about everything that's coming in here. You need to monitor your own thoughts and you need to keep an eye on what's going on up here, because that in here, what's coming into your brain, into your mind, into your listening, is then what's coming out of you as well. So if you're just feeding yourself negative stuff, it's really, really hard to turn that around. So if you change the conversation about what's coming in, if you make a choice to go, okay, I'm done with that today, get off social media, stop watching the news, stop doing that and start doing the positive things, enriching yourself, learning, helping others. You know what? Start to give back. Volunteer in whichever way you can, because that is the kind of positivity and positive output from you that everyone else needs, that everyone else is searching for, that they're hungry for it.
So this is a really good point. So share your positivity online.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing now. It's like, find ways. And actually, I'm starting to see that from Wednesday, Thursday with some of my friends. It's like share your positivity online. Just share it out there. Share it where it's like people go, you know what? This is going to go full circle and it's going to come to an end. And the planet's going to continue to spin. The sky's still going to be blue. The clouds are going to float through the sky. There's going to be storms that come into your life. You're still going to go skiing in the wintertime and you're going to enjoy the beach in the summertime.
Yeah. You know what? Show people that you believe, and this is from a comment right here, show people that you believe that humanity is good and people are intrinsically good.
Because humanity is. And 100%. We are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.
We love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.